Now let's see how we can brainstorm a solution for prime numbers with Python. Yes, for sure. I expect that you tried to solve this problem by yourself before coming to ask questions to Chat GPT. And then you can try to see if you're missing something. So basically, now we saw that we need give more information, some additional information to Chat GPT to have our code formatted as we need it. So why not to add this kind of information in the first requirement? So when you give the problem, you can give this additional precision to ChatGPT, and you can see that right away you will obtain a well-formatted code with comments, with good naming for variables, for constants, very well done. So basically, if you are happy, it's already a very well-written solution for this problem. And if you have some issues with understanding what's going on with all these comments, it's becoming a little bit more easier to understand. Yes, so this is very good solution. Once again, when you are working on some mathematical problems, it is always a very good idea. Well, you need to understand very well what's going on in each line. So if you are not sure about what's going on, you need to check other sources, Google it, etc., etc. So here, the first thing to see, to observe, that there is a condition that we are checking divisibility by the number. So it's very what normally we understand by prime numbers. But for me, I was curious to know if there are other solutions possible to find, other algorithm to find prime numbers. And for sure, I discovered that there are other alternatives to find, to check for prime numbers. Most known are here. For example, limit the divisor search range and using the numbers in the range of 2 and half of the number. And we can limit the range of divisors to numbers between 2 and the square root of the number. So yes, I checked these options with Wikipedia. Yes, and you can check these options with other sources that you can believe that they are very good source of information. And so it was another possible solution to find the prime numbers using this approach. And another thing that that caught my attention is that those two print statements are basically the same. If you can see, the only difference here is the presence of this word. So let's see how I addressed two things here. What was my new solution? Once again, you can transform this comment into a title, changing it to markdown and running it. One small detail that I love to add to my code for visual reference is to print 77 symbols that will give me this line that I will be able to copy and paste here as a comment. So I have visual reference of 79 length of the line. And then I divided my program into main parts, visually divided. It's not mandatory, but in terms of human readability, I think it's very interesting to divide in main parts. So in the first part, I declare all my variables and constants that I will be using in my program later. And then I have a part that will give me the logic of my program. So how will I use, what input I will have, what output I will have. More details. Once again, here is my reference where I checked the possibility suggested by Chat GPT of using square root. And one of the reasons that I added this solution, because I would like to show you how we write a square root in Python. So we use a power, and then it's 0.5. This is a square root in Python. What else? And here is my solution to have only one printed without else if statements written independently. So basically I am telling to format my string their random number, and then I will use the random number that is my variable that was assigned here. And then I have a string, which is a not word, and I will multiply this string by a decision, or by the flag value. If it's prime, it will not be printed. If it's a prime, it will be printed, because if it's prime, I say not prime. Yes, so not prime will give an option to print this string. How it works? We have seen during the class that we can have a string. Here I called my string test string. Then I run multiplication. My test multiplied by 1 will give me the message. And if I multiply the string by 0, I will not have, and I will have an empty string. So I will not see anything here. The same thing is with booleans. We know that true is equal to 1 in for multiplication purposes, and false it says the same as 0. So if I multiply my string by true, I will see it once, and if I will multiply by false, it will give an empty string. I will not see it. So we can see that random number A is not a prime number. To have more prime numbers, to be sure that my program is running very well, I can change my max range to 5 and run. And we can see that number 2 is a prime number. Let's force it to show 1 because it's a critical value. Yes, 1 is not a prime number. And we can use 0 here and 0 here to force it. And 0 is not a prime number, because we need to have 2 divisors to identify a number as a prime number. I think, yes, it's okay. So let's go back for our ranges. And initially, our requirement here was 1 and 100. So that's why we need to check before sending our assignment if our ranges are well defined. And as you can see, the fact that I assigned all the variables at the very beginning gives me this flexibility. I can easily change my values at the very beginning without searching where I used each variable or where I used each value in my program, in my logic. So that's it for prime numbers problem. Thank you.